Hatachi's American arm is the newest Hedera Governing Council member. Now, what do I always say when we talk about Hedera? They are America's DLT. But what about Hatachi America? Who are they? What are they going to bring? And more importantly, how soon can we expect it? We got all the details. Let's just dive right into it, guys. So, Hatachi America, which brings with it industrial solutions and expertise. Hatachi offers a broad range of electronics, power, and industrial equipment and services, energy, industrial, healthcare, IT, OT, mobility, and IoT, with operations throughout the Americas directly and through its subsidiaries. And again, Hatachi America, this is a subsidiary of the much larger corporation that is Hatachi. Now, they're going to bring new capabilities to the council, strengthening the network through its technical and research capabilities. Its leadership and innovation-led industrial use cases makes Hatachi a unique and valuable addition to the council. Now, that particular sentence right there, that narrative we've heard before. All of the governing council members for Hedera contribute technical resources as well as research. But that's very valuable. When you really get down to the bottom of it, that's how Hedera is able to constantly come out with applications. They seem to be increasing their rate of applications as they add more governing council members. Remember, we have a total of 39 members to be selected. This is number 30. It's going to be an interesting year. But Hatachi is aiming to begin proof of concepts for end-to-end supply chain and stability solutions on Hedera within the next year. So that's their focus, the supply chain as well as sustainability solutions. And if you've been following the narrative for Hedera, especially in the last 12 months, they are going all in on sustainability. It was already one of the most sustainable chains. It was a lot of information, documentation that came out about that during the bear market. Hedera staked their claim. They're actually one of the few carbon negative blockchains that is in the space. So a lot of companies are very interested in that because a lot of companies are looking to report these ESGs. They're looking to meet these standards. So that's going to be very interesting. Now, outside of the supply chain and sustainability, we actually got a quote from the vice president of Hatachi America, where he talks about a couple more things that could be coming as part of this collaboration. He says Hedera addresses emerging needs in supply chain resiliency, clean energy, IT, OT, and the semiconductor industries. That was new to me. For example, its unique DLT provides the single truth and tokenization mechanisms for distributed workflows that are needed to address these challenges. Hatachi sees real-world potential in distributed ledger technology solutions built on Hedera, giving the networks highly scalable and secure technology and strong commitment to sustainability. So a few things that stood out to me, like I said, the semiconductor industry. I am not that familiar with crypto-related projects in that particular field. But when I really think about it, we are dealing with a lot of computers and a lot of data. I'm surprised that it hasn't happened yet. But outside of that, you have the supply chain, of course, and that honestly opens the door for other governing council members with supply chain applications to establish some kind of working relationship, maybe make use of code that already exists. They can share information like, hey, we've been doing this for a number of months. Maybe you should try this route. Those types of things, right? And then lastly, we have tokenization, which is the big buzzword. There was a new coalition that was just formed that is aimed at bringing traditional financial companies and crypto companies together. So I'm thinking that there's a spot open for Hedera and maybe Hatachi at this point. Now, back in October of last year, Hatachi, the main company, right? They joined a digital ID consortium out in Japan. Now, that's interesting for a number of reasons. We just covered the DREC protocol that is on Hedera now. And in the content centered around that, Lehman was talking a lot about decentralized identity and other ways to manage that and track that. Like, that's what decentralized recovery is all about, being able to retrieve all sorts of digital assets. And in the future, your identity is going to become a digital asset. That's the world that we're heading to. So in that consortium is a number of other companies, and I believe Nomura is a part of this consortium as well, which is another Hedera council member, which, as a matter of fact, Hatachi and Nomura just came together not too long ago to issue green certificates or green bonds, which is a tokenized version of a traditional product. So again, it's hitting on tokenization, and they're working with existing Hedera Governing Council members. So to me, it already seems as though that the conversation was already had, and they kicked it up to Hatachi. Hatachi sat back, waited a couple years, and was like, all right, now I believe you. And here we are. So it's very interesting, guys. And again, what I think could come from this increased adoption of Hedera's Guardian and potential for DREC applications to hit the market. Again, they have a focus on decentralized identity, supply chain, data management, asset recovery, right? So if you have digital documentation related to the supply chain and it gets lost, right? You implement the Hedera system, something goes wrong. Hedera has a recovery protocol for you. That's how this is going to lay on top of each other. So it honestly opens the door up for a lot. And then let me remind you of this. You remember this was last month, Demia, right? Now, Demia is a company that was a part of the IOTA Foundation, but they still work with IOTA, but they broke off, became their own thing. And now they're helping other blockchain DLT companies expose themselves to more ESG related use cases. As a matter of fact, they are a part of something called Project Alvarium, which is a project that is put together between the Dell, Linux, and IOTA foundations. This is a huge, they call it a measuring and reporting verification tool. All right. It's a big terminology, but simply put, this is a global network for ESG reporting. All right. So with all of these companies aiming at the same direction, and it seems to be all under the umbrella of ESG, the potential is pretty big, in my opinion. All right. Now, of course, we deal with a lot of speculation in this world, and the facts come, few and far between. So you really got to dig in when you see situations like this, and you got to be able to envision what the results can be from the conversations that are being had now. So with that, that's the news. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you're looking to get some crypto, I'm getting mine on Uphold right now. Also, guys, the membership tab is back open. So if you want to support the channel in a little way or a big way, however you want to do it, click the join button under this video, and then you'll get exposed to the options that we have. And then further benefits will be announced later in the year for our members. So more importantly, though, what I want you to do is have a great day, have a prosperous day, and always remember, if that money is digital, so is the hustle.